Charlie,
Hey, Keith, can you hear me?
I can hear you good. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing good. How's your day so far?
Well, I've done literally nothing yet, so I'm having a day off today because it's actually my anniversary
Oh,
with my fiance. So yeah.
happy anniversary, man.
Oh, thank you.
So, Charlie, Panopticon, your sophomore album is scheduled to be out on 18th of March. So, can you tell me a bit about the songwriting and the production behind this album?
Yeah. So we started. Well, yeah, we started working on it pretty much as soon as we finished the previous one, the EP, Holy Sadist.
Yeah.
Um, the music took maybe a year for it to be completely nailed down because I do all of the well, I do most of the songwriting, like I do the guitars, the bass, and the drum
Yeah.
programming. But what we wanted to do this time, rather than with the EP, is make it more back and forth with Chris, because he is also a great songwriter. Like I've worked on some of his other bands that he's in. He plays guitar and bass as well. So we definitely had more of a back and forth process there. As far as the lyrics go, I wrote some, Chris wrote some, and it's just angry death metal. So yeah.
Sounds good. Sounds good, Charlie. And was there any particular concept that was put behind this album?
Lyrically, yes, definitely. So the previous one was very anti-religious, definitely. This second one, there's still a bit of that, but more of it is, I guess, inspired by, because like a panopticon is the idea of like a prison with a watchtower in the middle with where the guards are inside and they're looking out at everyone. But the people on the outside don't know if there's anyone actually watching them. They just know that that's where they might be. So it's the idea of like coercive control of behavior when you might not even need to, be behaving. And I think the last couple of years have definitely inspired that idea in the way that behavior has sought to be controlled, which, yeah, I mean, I think that's a great idea for a death metal album, to be honest.
Absolutely, absolutely, Charlie. And talking about the album as complete, it is totally amazing work that you have done on the album. Great
Oh, thank
album.
you.
And you have put much of technicality into death metal, and that makes it sound more beautiful. And there was more power. So, it's technically speaking, this is one of the best albums that I have listened to this year. So, it's totally awesome. Good work to you
Oh,
guys.
thank you.
And as a band, how do you feel about the song that you have created this time?
I think that all of the songs on this album is the best music that I've ever been involved with, to be honest. I know I won't speak for Chris because I know he does a lot of other stuff with other people, but I know that he's very, very much enjoys the songs, and we put a lot of effort into them. If I didn't record any other music for the rest of my life, I'd probably be happy with this album as being like the thing that I've done, to be honest.
Sounds great, Charlie. And what would be the plan for the day of the release?
I don't even know. As far as celebration, oh no, actually no, I'm going on holiday the day of the release, so that kind of lines up quite nicely. So yeah, I'll be going away. I'll probably be the middle of the night when everything's released on like Spotify and iTunes and everything, and then I'll wake up to hopefully some emails with good news on it.
Wonderful, wonderful. And is there any possibility to be on tour since you are in UK and Chris is in New York City? So, do you think that's going to happen?
Yeah, I would love if that could happen, but I don't think that's possible, to be honest. Some bands are able to make that work, but they're already established and they bring in someone who's in another country, for example, and then they make that work. But especially given that there's just the two of us, this album would have to do like stupidly well for that to even be considered, which I'm not expecting, but who knows.
And would you like to share how Hellbore really started and how you and Chris got together to start this band?
Yeah, sure. So for people who don't know, I live in the UK. Chris lives in America. I forget what state. Sorry, Chris. And we both happened to like join a Facebook group for DIY musicians maybe 5 years ago, I think, where people just, you know, post a song that they wrote or whatever, and people comment on it and all that kind of good stuff. And at some point, he added me as a friend on Facebook, or maybe I added him, I don't quite remember, but the first interaction that we had musically was that I'd recorded a cover of a Testament song, Brotherhood of the Snake, just instrumental. I just recorded it and uploaded it. And then without like telling me that he was going to do this, and without any, I guess, warning, he just sent me a link maybe a week later to my cover that he had recorded vocals on. And if you know the song, that's not an easy song to nail. I mean, yeah, Testament has some insane vocals as well. So I listened to it and was like, yeah, this is pretty damn good. But that's all that was for that point in time. And then it was maybe like a year later or 6 months later, I don't quite remember, I was finishing up the music for what became the Hellbore EP, Holy Sadist. And I uploaded like a 30-second long clip. And at that point, I was intending it to be like a solo album, and I wasn't even sure if I was going to have vocals on it, period. And then he messaged me and was like, do you want to collaborate on something? And do you want me to add my vocals to your project? And I was like, well, if we're going to do that, then we may as well make this a band rather than me featuring you. Because then, you know, that allows for more collaboration. It allows for us to make it different to the kind of stuff I usually do, which it already was. Yeah, that was end of 2019 that came out. And then the last couple of years, we've been working on Panopticon.
Wonderful, wonderful, Charlie. And like you said, 2019 was the release of Holy Sadist, your debut album, and now you have Panopticon. So how has the musical journey been for you so far?
It's slow, I guess, because you know, I've been doing this kind of thing for maybe 10 years, just releasing bits and bobs online, because honestly, mainly because I find it very fun to do. I don't really care if anyone listens to it. And also I do all of the production myself. So I just record it in my room and I mix it and all the rest of it, which is also extremely fun to do and to get better and to improve. Since like Holy Sadist, I really, really still like how it sounds. Like it sounds exactly right for that music, I think. Where we've gone with it for Panopticon is a little bit different. And I think the production is more appropriate for this. It's less, I guess, dark and dirty. Both of them I tried to make quite clean and dirty. That doesn't really make sense. You'll hopefully know what I mean when you, you know, when you hear both of them. But yeah, I think the production on Panopticon is the one I'm most proud of.
Wonderful, wonderful, Charlie. And moving forward, are there going to be more changes to the band? Are you going to incorporate more different kind of musical genre or more depth into the band? So any plans towards that?
Well, we've definitely done that in Panopticon, because there's like a strange jazzy bit, which we weren't really sure if we were going to keep. We weren't sure if we were going to have vocals on it. We weren't sure if it was going to just be completely out of place. But I mean, I really like it. So I was like, I don't care if it's weird, because, you know, weirdness is sometimes fun. Apart from that, everything on it is metal in some form. Like, you know, there's some orchestral stuff, but that gets integrated pretty clearly into the death metal. As far as where to go for if or when we do another project, I wouldn't want to say, because I think 2 years ago, I wouldn't have given an accurate description of Panopticon, because like adding the orchestral stuff and adding the jazzy thing, and the songs are definitely like longer and more technical and more progressive and all that good stuff. And I wouldn't, you know, if I wanted to do that for Holy Sadist, I would have done that for Holy Sadist. So I don't know where my brain will be in 2, 3, 4 years time. So I can't really say. Maybe it'll be new metal, who knows?
Sounds good, Charlie. And any plans to collaborate with more artists in the coming days?
No, but I would love to. I think if we do another album, or it may not even be an album, whatever we do next, I would love to have some other musicians on it, because I do, even if, you know, just a guest solo or whatever, something like that. Because there are so many great musicians out there that I haven't, in some cases, haven't worked with. You know, I would love to have them on our music.
Wonderful, wonderful, Charlie. And any great moments since the start of Hellbore?
I mean, because it's all been online, it's difficult to say. But yeah, anytime we get a review in, honestly, is a great moment, because it kind of makes it feel a little bit more real, rather than just, you know, two guys in their rooms who've never actually met. But yeah, we had a few reviews for Holy Sadist. So far, we've had one for Panopticon, but of course, Panopticon is not out yet for 2 more months. Yeah. So definitely looking forward to getting it into more people's ears.
Wonderful, Charlie, wonderful. And finally, what would be the message that you want to give to the fans and to the people who are new to Hellbore?
God, well, I hope that there's something in here that you like. We've tried to make the best music that we can. Musically, like genre-wise, Panopticon is, I'm not going to say all over the place, but it isn't just 40 minutes of death metal. You know, there's some prog bits, there's some thrash bits, there's some breakdown bits, there's some deathcore bits, there's, again, a jazzy bit, orchestral stuff, technical stuff. So I would hope that if you like death metal in any capacity, that there is something for you in our album.
Wonderful, wonderful, Charlie. And Charlie, thanks very much for giving me this opportunity to interview you today. It was a real pleasure to meet you. And thanks for putting up an amazing album this year, Panopticon, which is going to be released on March. So thanks again for the great music, and looking forward for more great things from you guys. Thanks a lot again, Charlie.
No problem. Great to meet you.
Take care of yourself. Bye.
Cheers. Thank you.